Hey, today I wanted to show you a couple of moves, and one of my favorite simple progressions is just a 1-4-5, but it's in the key of D. And I like this particular move because it has some open strings in it. You know, being the D chord, you can lead, you know, I call it a target note, but you can lead with that root note, which is the D string, and just finger your regular D like this, right? And then if you walk up using the low E string, you go to from an E to an F sharp to a G, which is basically open, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. And the 3rd fret, you of course land on a G chord. Any which way you want to make it is fine. And then you go to an A, which is the 5, right, of the progression. And you walk up using the 2nd and 4th fret of the A string. So here's what it sounds like in slow motion, and then we'll put it into practice, okay? So here's your D chord. Okay, whether or not you want to include the A string or not, it doesn't really matter. That's fine. But what is important is when you go to your 2nd chord, which is the 4, to your G, you walk up with your open E, your F sharp, and your G, which is open 2, 3. And land on that G. And then hit an A chord. Just spell out that A chord using that low A as the target note, and walk that up with the 2 and the 4 on the A string. And that takes you back home to your D. So D is home. We're in the key of D, and that's your root. Now, what I just showed you in slow motion, right, which is kind of an easy strum, right? Now it sounds pretty rudimentary at that speed for sure, but I've found that for learning new things, for me anyway, I have to play it really super slow to do it right, because if I try to play it too fast and hurry through it, it doesn't really work, and it doesn't really stick is the problem. So although it might seem, you know, ponderous or boring or whatever, I think repetition is what breeds confidence, and sometimes with stuff like this, it takes a few times around to get it, you know, under your fingers and to really inhabit it. So I'm going to take it one more time slow, and then I'm going to pick up the tempo on it, and you'll get a feeling for where it can go. So kind of a country feel, huh? These are the connective tissue, right? From your D, walking up to the G. A million songs do this. Okay, now I'm going to pick up the tempo a little bit and see what happens. And I'll probably bounce around with my thumb. By the way, you can do this with a pick or finger style, either or. With a pick, it sounds something like... finger style, which is the way I do it. And sometimes I'll get some finger picking in there, or sometimes I'll just do a sort of a claw hammer style where I pinch the strings like this. I'm actually pinching the high 3 strings. Nice sound. Then what you can add to it, and I'll play a couple of embellishments first, and then I'll go back and show you what I did. Because the actual truth is, I don't know what I'm going to do till I do it, so it goes something like this. We'll get warmed up here. Basically just doing some variations on the very first theme that I showed you there. And what I was doing I was mainly working the D chord, which is sort of that James Taylor, you know, that Baby James thing. And that is a hammer-on, which I find handy. I'm going from the open E to the 2nd fret of the E string. And basically, that's basically just coming on from this which is like a D chord, except I'm lifting my second finger up on that and playing that open E string. And then I'm going to hammer on the F sharp. You've heard that. It's actually a country lick, really. Country songs, right? But James Taylor, I think, was the first guy that I heard that really took that move and made something of it. So I just wanted to give you sort of a starting point with that, which is nothing more than just that much, really. You know, if you got that open D chord and then you walk it up, to me it already gets more interesting with I call it connective tissue or whatever you want to call it. It's the thing that happens between the chords, I think, often is what for me anyway, what makes acoustic guitar really sing. So and get a little groove going. Also, I think makes room for the vocal, you know, whatever you're singing around there. Well, I don't know where I stand with my guitar in my hand, hanging out with my wife and cat in the upstairs of the barn. That was a real life story. I'm actually sitting in the barn. We call it the barn. Some days we call it the garage. But today it's a little art music installation for us. My wife Kelly's over here. She's quite an artist, and my cat Luna's sitting on the couch. This is kind of how we roll here in Santa Cruz. That's what we do. All right, so I'm going to play it out now like I like to do. Usually what I do is when I do a little lesson like this, I'll just play out what we just went over, real simple. And then I'll add some embellishment to it, just to, you know, maybe hopefully inspire everybody to do that kind of stuff and make it your own, really is the secret to that. And if you do like this stuff, come and visit me at jimmydillon.com, because I've got a bunch of courses that handle all kinds of acoustic guitar, you know, whether it's finger picking or, you know, easy strum, slide, you know, open tuning, you know, folk, Americana, which is the big word these days. Whatever it is, you know, low down blues, all that stuff. It's all there. So come and visit me. Love to hear your comments and your ideas, any requests you got. That's what keeps me rolling. All right, here we go. That's it for now. We'll see you down the road.